For Jamil Dune's hole 9, you can play to the left side or the right side. If you do not have an APOC 5 or 6, I suggest that you play to the left side. The second shot is not hard at all, and hardly anybody does make an albatross off of this hole. If you have an APOC 5 or 6, you can use where your clear ring is into the rough line. Do about a 10% over adjustment, push up to max, and then use full curl and overpower to get across the rough. Here, I backed off overpower thinking the tailwind would help carry, but it didn't. I should have used full overpower. On the right side, the second shot, you will be either in sniper range or your long iron range. Both will play at a plus 20% elevation at the slider of your club. So here I use max numbers with a plus 20% over adjustment. And by adjusting into the bunker, I think it screwed up the adjustment and it came in way over adjusted, but it should play at a plus 20% over adjustment. For this next shot, I wanted to see how far it would go up with a tailwind, so I did full top spin and a couple bars of right spin. I over adjusted my shot with a plus 10% over adjustment and then pushed up to max. I then took a regular shot. So I would think anything over, I would say maybe 10 or 7 miles an hour, I would start backing off the top spin. So just know, I believe 5 miles an hour and 6 miles an hour, you're gonna be okay with full top spin. But after 7, I would start backing off the top spin. The farther up the fairway you get, the easier the second shot is. So here I was pretty close to the green. You're gonna have to judge your spin based on where you are, but I did use about 5 bars of backspin, max right spin. Kind of aimed my shot to the hole and then adjusted with a plus 20% over adjustment on my shot. So I think the second shot is playing around a 20% over adjustment as well from the left hand side. Here we had a slight headwind and I wanted to see if I can make it across with the headwind. You can with a power 3. Anything higher than this, it's going to be harder. So I did about 5 bars of top spin, max right spin, put my red ring near the rough. I probably should have done the blue ring instead, like you regularly do. Over adjust your shot with a plus 10% over adjustment. Make sure it's up to max. And then you're gonna have to judge your curl since it's a left to right wind. I didn't use full curl, I backed off the curl, but I did use full overpower. It still clipped the rough, so I would say anytime you have a headwind, I would just go to the left side and make your life a little bit easier. Because if you get stuck in that rough or you get stuck in the sand, you probably will end up losing the hole. Here again, I played this second shot with a plus 20% over adjustment at the slider of my club. I believe I used max numbers here as well. For this last shot, I'm going to the left once again, but I'm going to show you a different way of playing the second shot. Since we are in a headwind, you're not going to go as far as you would in a tailwind on the left side. So here I played with a max 10%, I eyeballed it, but you do want to play with a 10% over adjustment. Full top spin, a couple bars of right spin, and then full overpower I used for having it be in a headwind. For the second shot, I'm still using a plus 20% over adjustment. I'm just eyeballing it. I'm using all the right spin allowed, and then I'm using about 4 to 5 bars of backspin here. So I'm eyeballing my adjustment, and then I'm counting 25 rings. So you want to do your adjustment and then count 25 rings for your sniper hook, full overpower and full hook. And remember guys, hit perfect. Happy golfing.